Namaste, Namaskar, good morning and good evening, my dear friends. A warm welcome to one and all of you. And once again, we truly appreciate that you've made every efforts to be part of these sessions. And it's always a great privilege to be um, to stay in touch with you. And the very reason I'm saying that you should be part of these sessions is here we discuss about one and only thing, the most important thing, the most important aspect. You and I need to be overcomers in life because the world that we are living today um, is definitely challenging for sure, very competitive. Also, on top of that, it is more pressurizing, and on top of that, you have so many unforeseen challenges that always pulls you backward. I've gone to a place where I saw a very interesting picture. A man who is neatly dressed and with a brief suitcase and all that, and he's going to work. And he's being first pulled back by his wife, and on the other side is being pulled back by his children. On the other side is being pulled back by his manager. And the label is given for every actor, and ultimately I could see there are 15 to 20 people um, that are pulling him in either sides, and yet he is making every effort to march forward in life. A very true picture of each and one of us, right? Every day when we proceed to march ahead in life, right? Whether you go to work or not, that's a totally different thing. Even over the weekends, you may have other challenges to face. So the more you try to march forward, there are many, many things, situations, circumstances, the law of your land, everything, right? It may pull you back. Even the tax you're paying, pull you backward. Many people get offended. This is the Form 16 filing season. Many people get this thought, what do I get in return? Yeah, I'm paying the same amount of taxes that I pay compared to a country like US and Europe, where they get a lot of protection. SSN number you give, food, clothing, shelter you get if you have lost your job, and the company, sorry, the government is able to help you if you're a debtor, bankrupt, right? It's able to help. Whereas here you get nothing, absolutely. That's why it's so tough to survive your life here in India, especially in India. I'm not blaming any system, I'm not blaming any politician or any party or anything like that. But then all that we need to do as human beings is not look at the problems, but look at the solution, how to overcome. And that's exactly the reason why we keep telling you be an overcomer. Yet another session, yet another day, and yet another topic. The topic of today's session is not everyone are good at everything. You understand this? Not all of us are good at everything, or not everyone is good at everything. That everyone includes you and me. Okay, now let's take 10 steps backward. Important to understand the meaning or the motive behind this title. The world that we are living today, it's not enough that you know one thing. It's not enough that you know five things. It's not enough that you know 10 things. The world that we are living today pressurizes and expects us that we need to know all things. Correct or not? Right? You talk about internet, you talk about banking, you talk about healthcare, you talk about insurance, you talk about investments, you talk about driving, you talk about even crossing the road, you talk about schooling, right? Education, you talk about your job related matters, whichever field you are, right? I'm in IT field, therefore in IT field I'm expected to know everything. When I was a 1 year old profession, when I go for an interview, don't think it's about me. All of us, when we were one year, the moment I say I know, people will get an idea, oh, this guy is attending interviews even now. That's none of your business, that's none of my business to know what you're doing, but all of us need to know something in general, right? A 1 year old professional, when he goes through the interviews, maximum one round, the manager meets and immediately HR releases offer letters. When he becomes 5 years, two, three rounds. When he becomes 10 years, it becomes doubled. When you are 20 plus years in this industry, perhaps even the peon, even the office boy would want to visit you. There will be almost 20 to 25 rounds of interviews, which it's innumerable. You can't even count. Why? Because every person that who's going to work with you, because you're a very senior member and you're a very senior person, a senior PM, expects you to know everything. right? The mannerism to talk, the behavioral pattern, attitude. Is he greedy for money? Is he hungry for power, or is he wicked? Every aspect they check. Will he stay in this job? We are paying him so much. We are going to hire him for such a cost and all that. Therefore, they expect you to basically know everything. Now, how do I deal with this situation? Not all of us can get into this situation or get into this realm of having understood everything, having known everything, because we as human beings, actually speaking, not expected to know everything. Otherwise, if everyone knows everything, the world will end in one day. Why? Because the job employment itself will shut down in a field where people are very good at housekeeping, right? If you know how to take care of your house, and if you're strong enough for not having any back pains and stuff like that, then half the people, housekeepers, will lose their job. Employment will be a problem. In IT field, I can also code. I can take up project management, program management, HR functions, and so many other functions, right? It's a quality assurance and testing and stuff like that. If I know everything, I can only do it. It is it is quite imminent. It's quite clear that half the people in your project itself will lose their job, because this guy can do everything. And it's also not possible, let's be practical, right? Because you have only 8 to 10 hours, and the project will have to keep moving forward and all that, and the employer cannot be so insensible that one person can do everything end to end, which means what? You can release a product only in a decade's time, not in a year's time. But the target, the demand is, you have to release because the supplies have to be more. The world population is increasing, the supplies also must be in proportion, isn't it? Therefore, this doesn't work. However, why are you talking about what is not going to work? Why are you wasting our time? Some people may get irritated with me. No, don't get irritated. I'm telling you, nobody expects you to do everything, but everyone expects you to know everything. There is a big difference. That's where I'm coming towards, right? The world that we are living in changes dynamically. There are so many new innovations, inventions that are being put to play, and the more you build your knowledge, it is very very easy for you to adapt. You cannot get stuck in one field, because that field will get outdated, right? The button phones outdated. Even grannies and grandpas require smartphone, because everything is happening in the phone. It's a smartphone world. Correct or not? You agree with me, right? Now, naturally, even the old people don't agree or accept that button phone. They want smartphones. Now, I watched a video. One guy is talking about AI phone, which has been just plugged in his pocket. I don't have a pocket here, sorry. Plugged in his pocket this much, this, it's this big. And the AI phone, everything she guides. The name of the AI phone is Amol or something like that. Amal, tell me, what can I have for breakfast? Well, your heart condition is like this, your sugar levels are this. Therefore, it's better that you have one piece of banana. The guy is laughing. And Amal, can I take car, or can I take a bus or a taxi or a train? And Amal tells, the traffic situation is like this, and I can see that you are stressed. Therefore, it's better not for you. It's better not. It's better for you not to drive. Therefore, you better take a train. So that's the kind of the future technology that is ahead of us. Now, what happens is, when the future technology is released, at that point of time you want to learn and all that, the time is not enough, because the world is fast forwarding. The world is moving at a good pace, bullet train pace, right? And therefore they already expect you to know everything. Now, how can I get this inculcated? How can I get this instilled? Because many of us have this practical problem. I have only 8 hours to 10 hours. I need to take care of my work. I need to take care of traffic. In Bangalore, people are mad at traffic. 4 to 5 hours, any part of the Bangalore you want to go, at least if it's a 20 kilometers radius, you have to spend 4 to 5 hours, right? I need to deal with my health. I need to deal with my stress, my walking, eating habits, this exercising, my kids, my wife, my husband, so many things, right? Now, where do I get time to get to these kind of things and upgrade my skills, right? That's why you really need to have a discussion with your manager. If you're a working professional, You really need to see, and every corporate encourages personal development. There is a goal called as personal development. You need to discuss with HR if that is not the case, your manager has not discussed with you. Personal development, you got to set aside 10 percentage of your time. That's a norm in every corporate, because every corporate encourages personal growth, personal development, personal skills, right? What is this personal skills? Many people take it in different terms. They talk about interpersonal skills, intrapersonal skills, and soft skills, and verbal skills, and vocal skills, and presentation skills, and the communication skills. No, 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 this is not. These are personal skills only. It's much needed. If you don't have any of these, you don't fit to be in corporate, right? You have to keep developing, you have to keep enhancing, you need to keep working on your improvement areas. That skill is already in you, that's why somebody employed you. But that's not the personal development skills, skills of developing your personal skills. That's not what it is. You need to push yourself forward to develop a skill that you had not you have not equipped, you have not embraced, or you are not aware of. That skill is not inside you. You got to develop that skill, you got to learn that skill, you got to inculcate that skill, you got to instill that skill, you got to instigate that skill. Somebody some people I've seen, at least 3 out of 10 are like this. They have to be pushed. So please don't expect anybody to push you. Nobody has time to do that. You got to push yourself. You got to emphasize yourself. You got to enforce yourself. Why? Because that's the demand. That's the need of the hour. That's what the world demands from you. Therefore, without a choice, you want to be a successful professional. You want to be a successful businessman. You want to be a successful student in everything that you read and all that, right? You got to develop your skills. Now, that's called as setting aside 10 percentage, the golden rule that every one of us will have to start adapting from today. Set aside 10 percentage of your time in your day-to-day activity. It cannot be your work day in and day out, whatever programming work, mechanical industry, chemical industry, civil engineering, whatever work has been assigned to you, it cannot be that. It is all going to fall within that remaining 90 percentage. It will not come inside this 10 percentage. No. And it cannot be your cooking if you're a homemaker. If you're a housekeeping person, it cannot be the normal thing what you clean across, cleaning the toilets and the living room and this and that. If you're a student, it cannot be just your normal academic curriculum. No, it falls outside that, right? The 10 percentage should be something like you got to learn something new. For example, you may not know anything about AI. Yeah, you may not know anything about robotics if you're in IT, right? Or if you're a mechanical engineer, you are very much mucked up only with automobiles. Now, why can't you learn something about aeronautical engineering? That's also a subsidiary of your mechanical engineering, right? Aeronautics is different, I understand, but it got something to do. Civil engineering, you are a specialist in bridge constructions, but you have nothing to do with the house construction. So you have an opportunity to learn that, and you can enhance your field. Why? Because you're done with building bridges, your infrastructure. For example, you take a well developed nation like Japan or us is really big, or take smaller countries which are really well developed and all that. Japan and Singapore, good examples. I love this. Very small, but then their infrastructure is almost frozen long ago, like couple of decades ago itself they're frozen. Therefore no more bridges they need, but they need something else. And what is that the situation demands? You got to research, you got to work with a mentor, you got to work with somebody who is having that knowledge to guide you in that specific skill set, and all of these falls within the 10 percentage. Only if you keep the 10 percentage active. If you deactivate the 10 percentage, what happens is you're going to get stagnant, you're going to become mechanical, you will continue to do what you are doing, and the world will not need your service. Your employer might not need your service, or will not need your service. Why? Because the technology is growing, the technology is changing. That's why I told you, button phone, smartphone, now AI phone. And to days as days are progressing, phone concept itself may go away, it may be something else. You all understand? Already I'm all, and so many ladies names they are giving, right? That technology is something like a box, you keep it in it. That fellow will lead everything. Switch on power, it will say switch on. It will take care of switching on power. Switch off the power, start my car, whatever, call somebody. That machine will, that little box will take care of everything. Alisa is that name, and all female names. they're very good already serving you. You don't need anybody to, or men servant or maid servant to do that job. My point is, beloved, the 10% golden rule, keep it as an activated instrument. Activate the 10%. Therefore, you have to set aside, if you have a problem, no, I'm not able to dedicate the 10%, you need to discuss with your manager. If the manager is not able to help you, go to your HR, because your company demands, right? And as a student also, don't be always mucked up and focus only on your curriculum. 90% of your energy you give there, but then already start thinking like a professional. Already start thinking that you're into market, you're a new product that you're going to come. You're already an engineering student, you got to already think like a professional. Even you are in first 11th grade or 12th grade, you're already a professional. You're 6 years ahead down the line. You're 6 or 7 years, you're going to be a professional. You may be a doctor, you may be an engineer, you may be a lawyer, you may be any profession, into textile industry or whatever, or you may be an entrepreneur. You're very interested, you're doing your MBA or something like that. You already start to think like a professional, right? And that's where this 10 percentage is really going to help, which definitely will not be, your curriculum, right, cannot serve everything that's happening in the world, because this curriculum agenda itself was written many decades ago. That point of time, the technology itself was not there. Therefore, what helps you, not this 90 percentage. This 90 percentage needed because you got to be a graduate, you need some qualification. It helps you for the screening process, right? We all go through that rat race. But what helps you to be on top of that screening process? What helps you to be scrutinized? In what sense your CV is getting that attention, or somebody is attracted towards your profile and caliber, is the 10%. The 10 percentage golden rule. Keep investing time, keep learning something new, keep developing your skill set, right? For example, recently I have an application dealing with CRM, but then customer and relationship management using MS Dynamics. But then when we switch to a new project, it's all under the e-commerce umbrella. It has called as Magento, a new tool to develop the e-commerce web application. Very interesting. It's very different. So can I say that I've already got CRM skill set that is good enough? No, no, no. I have to extend. I have to stretch, and don't take it as a burden. Stretching and extending your time, it's not a burden, right? Do it with a lot of passion and interest. Why? Because it's going to help you. It's going to always help you to stay on top 10% creamy layer. People will always come after you. Some people always say that I'm hunting for a job, not getting a job, I'm struggling and this and that. The reason is this: you have not kept the 10% activated. You have not developed your skills. You have not been keen in learning some things that have come in the market, or switching your skill set, because the skill set is outdated, or too many people are there in that skill set. All that is not outdated. Too many people are already there. Therefore, you don't get a job employment. You don't get to change your job. You don't get promotions. You don't get elevations. The reason is this. All right. I hope today's session was useful. The title, I think I did enough justice. Not everyone are good at everything, which means no one expects you to do everything, but all of us, the world, expects you to know everything. Therefore, at least in your field, you got to connect all the related instruments, right? You're an IT engineer, you need to know comprehensively what is IT all about. Mechanical engineer, need to know comprehensively. You're a doctor, medical field, specialized in ortho. There are so many things, you got to know everything related to that, right? So something like that. So think about what we have spoken today. I hope today's session was useful. Please comment in the comment box. Subscribe if you have not. You will start receiving notifications as we release videos like these. Share with your friends, and it will be useful for them also. And if you want any topics, please let us know. We will do sessions on those topics also. Any other help? You're welcome. God bless you. Take care. And once again, thank you very much for your time. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you.